と、しんさんよろしくお願いいたします。
春季の一風、陽光に溶け三時。新緑は息き、草木は踊る。無意をもって無意をせず。真理に資料を入れることなし。三問今月今日して、節分の慶心に愛をて、陶芸、公職、等傘を備え、 万象にある大栄に行けよ不死。諸仏の妙義を掃除し、三階の諸仏に供養しもって、玉王山総禅寺断心と、並びに林年法の諸三河にエコーす。寒風に対し売花、今ここに花開き、香りを届けん。親しきと絆を結び、遠大なる地に信玄の仏法をつと、これ、掃除の志。即今寒暖を超え、古来なき大地、遺憾が専用戦。人心悟らしめしところに四季なし。しかれども四季に春を見る、これ絶えなり。Breeze of the spring merges into the ray of this bright sunlight. Greenery of the grass and trees bring them back to life. The non-intention conquers what is beyond our intentions. There is no need for thoughts to color the truth. On this auspicious occasion of the beginning of the spring season, we have respectfully offered candles, flowers, sweets, and tea to ancient sages that appeared in all phenomena. As we vow to inherit and transmit the wondrous teachings of all the Buddhas and offer the merit to the Buddhas of past, present, and future. And we further extend its merit to the members and friends of Sozenji Buddhist Temple, our Dharma friends in the neighboring temples, and Sanghas afar, all affiliated, non-affiliated. Blossoms of white plum have persevered this cold weather, and now they are about to bloom and deliver its fragrance. Let us strengthen our ties. Let us transmit the Buddha Dharma to the lands in all directions. This is the mind of Soji, the mind of inheritance and transmission, which we have learned from the Sozenji Temple, our mother temple. Here, the most significant teaching transcends heat and cold, that has no coming, no going. Let me proclaim its subtle nuance of the teachings. Place of wakeful mind knows all seasons of no season. Yet the spring manifests accordingly. And how wondrous. We'd like to offer the three vows. Aiko Shoko Gerakko, Komyo Ungai Hen, Kyo Jippo Ryomatsu, Kyo Jippo Ryo, Kyo Jippo Ryomatsu, Gemon Fukun Shouji. Please put your hands in that shell together.
Please put your hands in gassho. Sangemon repentance verse. Oh, my past and harmful karma, born from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. 画釈所蔵諸悪語海遊無視頓人知重心食い死傷症一切が今回三へ三期来門 Three refuges. I take refuge in Buddha. May all beings embody the great way, resolving to awaken. I take refuge in Dharma. May all living beings deeply enter the sutras, wisdom like an ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May all beings support harmony in the community, free from hindrance. 直営仏当願至上大芸大道発無上位直営応当願至上人入教蔵知恵如海直営総当願主上通り大衆一切無下自ら仏に帰依し立てまつるまさに願わくは四条と共に大道大芸して無常よこさん自ら法に帰依し立てまつるまさに願わくは四条と共に深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に帰し立てまつる。まさに願わくは四条と共に大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。ありがとうございます。We'll be chanting Makahanya Haramita Shingyo 3 times. Apologize. For those on Zoom, I will copy and paste this on the chat. So if you'd like to join us chanting, please look at that. Here we go. And Toshin-san, if you can use a drum, just same as the Mokugyo parts. Okay. We'll do this 3 times. Yoroshiku onegai. どれしょう。 感謝。
まかはんにゃらびたしんよおかんじずいぼさ行人あんにゃらびたじしょけんをかいくどりさいくやらびししきゆいくくしきしきそくでくくそくでしきじゅそうよしきやくりょうでしゃいしでしょうくそうしょくべつくじょうの米国中式無重創業式無限に水真に無式証拠意即応無限界内し無意識界無病薬無病大師無老死薬無老死人空襲物の無知薬無毒小道工房大沙汰へなんにゃらみがご神武芸武芸ごに天道無足よねあさん小つえあんにゃらみが孤独はくたら三百三宝大高地あんにゃらみが世界人修世愛行修世無常修世無道の修道場一切無真別公説あんにゃらみが収束説収圧やてやあらやてあらそうやてろじそわたあんにゃしんよばかあんにゃらびしんよがんじざいぼさぎょうじんあんにゃらびがしゅしゅしゃいししきるにくくり即でくく即でしきる 育真実高校説案やわらびか収束説収圧やてやあらやてあらそうやて文字さかあんにゃしんよ大般若ラミタ教小改善年少因年少古無少無少古無古来無古来無所得無所得一教空一教空五ゼミワンネルスナミ一切三宝無量広大をさぬから三百三宝大合福一切大魔最小上ノーバケバテアラジャラミタエタンタ失礼失礼失礼失礼最ソアカ合福一切大魔最小上樹大般若ラミタ教の無意の新人名門二元中チャンネン通ずれ公明大戦に輝く新規然とこにがしけこうつけんノーバゲバテアラジャラみたいタンタ失礼失礼失礼失礼最初赤合福一切大魔最小上樹大般若ラミテ教小改善年少因年少古無少無少古無古来無古来古無所得無所得一教空一教空五ゼミワンなるむすなむ一切三宝無量古代をさだたら三百三宝大合福一切大魔最小成就大般若なんて今日のおげばてやらじゃみたい。たたせせせせ最初赤身の真理名門に現シェグチャンニャン通ずれ公明大戦に輝き真実のとこにキャシキャコーツケン合福一切大魔最小成就大般若なんて今日の改善年少一年少五無少無少五無古来無古来無所得無所得一教空一教空五ゼミはなるすなむ一切三宝無量古代をさどったら三百三宝大合福一切大魔最小成就大般若ラミタ教のお化けばてやらじゃみたいたった失礼失礼失礼最初は無意の真人名門現地グチャンニャン通ずれ公明大戦輝き新吉のとこにキャシキャコをつけん合福一切大魔最小成就大般若ラミタ教のお化けばてやらじゃみたいたった失礼失礼失礼失礼最初は小改善年少因年少古無少無少古無古来無古来無所得無所得一教空一教空五ゼミワンネラミスナム一切三宝無量古代をさずから三百三宝大合福一切大魔最小成就超細妙吉祥だらぎの三万なとなんちことしゃそのなんとじとえんやきやきしゅらしゅららしゅららしゅらしゅさしゅさしゅりしゅりそわじゃそわじゃせんちやしえそ三万だおとなんわらじことしゃそなんとじとえんやきやきうんうんしゅらしゅらあらしゅらあらしゅらしゅさしゅさしゅりしゅりそわじゃそわじゃせんちやしえそこの三万だおとなんわらじことしゃそのなんとじとえんやきやきしゅらしゅららしゅららしゅらちさちちさちしゅりちしゅりそわじゃそわじゃせんちやしえそう掃除はなお妙薬のごとしよく衆の悪病両図 また天皇甘露のごとし服する者は常に安楽なり、仰ぎ恋願わくは参考して召喚を垂れたまえ。将来大願にあらみた今日600軸の根本を天読地幕藩にあらみた信行詳細名吉祥ならにを不術集めるところの黒君は、般若へ上諸仏菩薩および16前人一切号の書店東山土寺五伽藍人合当の震災構造ギャセル無料の特会にエコース祈るところは、消防交流国道省営万法和楽人教皇で三門へ、さらに祈るところは、玉王山総禅寺男神と並びにその交友者おのおの、家門繁栄子孫長久主体少女、身体健康病気平流、交通安全、家内安全、諸縁よい吉祥ならんことを、おじを三四子孫ぬさおこさもこじゃおみ。We offer three vows. ほら、自身だし、願書。Now we'll be dedicating the service of February Shoji Memorial Service for the members of Sozenji Buddhist Temple who passed away in the month of February. During the sutra chanting, I would like to invite you for the incense offering. Also, as you come forward for the incense offering, please feel free to take ofuda that we prepared here. This memorial service is dedicated to the following deceased members of Sozenji Temple. During the last few years, I went into an archive to find out the Buddhist titles from the written documents. I did my best as much as I could to find this information, and this list includes the names of those original members of Sozenji Temple who are here at the beginning. I'll read all these names
that includes those who you may know, may not know, that precedes you, who started this temple. Please put your hands in gesture. Nam Kieです。ナムキエホナムキエソよろしくお願いいたします。開口書光明雲台不要実行不要実行不要実行でも少々大神からに 地理主義の親物そもこ指導やそもこここ指導やそもこ指導ゆきしうらやそもこのらきんじそもこもらのらそもこしらすおややそもこぼもこしどやそもこしゃきらおしどやそもこどもやしどやそもこしあぎゃらやそもこもりしんぎゃらやそもこなむからたんのとらややなむおりやごりょきちしうらやそもこしてどもどらほどやそうこ上極まり光つだし弱小にして国を含むキャラいして世間を感ずればなお夢中の字のごとし仰ぎ恋願わくは散歩して召喚を垂れたまえ将来工芸当職傘を備え厳然の聖書を集め大神だらにを不術集ぶるところの功徳は翌王山総禅寺2月正月供養精霊年竹林前大師俗名、松高重の霊、少女本年期追善供養。俗名、南恵美子霊、小名期追善供養。俗名、安倍静、寿命期追善供養の、並びに、青山、聖林、古事、中瀬健一、霊、大式、追善、供養、証券院受産、受鉄、古事、俗名、久村、正幸霊、旧後期、追善、供養、妙蓮少量、古事俗名、佐々木、安にのり、安弘霊、大式追善供養、春学、春古事、大式追善供養の真に愛を抵抗す並びに、月正月供養精霊、俗名、安倍静霊、月追善供養の真に愛を手安倍家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、有賀三郎霊、サム霊、正月追善供養の真に愛を手有賀家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、出口ヘンリー、重雄霊、正月追善供養の真に愛を手出口家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、天中忠夫、ロバート霊、後人、義道、古事、正月追善供養の真に愛を手浜中家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、家門豊の霊、宝春明徳大正月追善供養の真に愛を手家門家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、川島、J. 美智子霊、正月追善供養の真に愛を手川島家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、小島常、提出上神大正月追善供養の真に愛を手小島家先祖代々諸将霊、俗名、真所住を、霊、比喩、漢字、古事、正月追善供養の真に愛を手真所家先祖代々諸将霊、正坂重雄、俗名、正坂重の霊、 竹林明前大師、正月追善供養の真に愛を手松高家先祖代々諸将霊俗名南恵美子。霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手南家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中野リリアン霊コル。霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手中野家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中瀬三郎霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手中瀬家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中瀬健一霊主。生山、聖林、古事、正月、追善、供養の真に愛を手中瀬家先祖代々、諸将霊。俗名、西村フランク霊。完売。聖書、古事、正月、追善、供養の真に愛を手西村家先祖代々、諸将霊。俗名、西村旧国、供養霊。小倍良好大正月追善供養の真に愛を手西村家先祖代々諸将霊俗名奥の春霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手奥の家先祖代々諸将霊俗名岡山林田霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手岡山家先祖代々諸将霊俗名奥村正幸証券人受産自鉄古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手奥村家先祖代々諸将霊俗名大内正夫霊幸運遊覧献上古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手大内家先祖代々諸将霊俗名佐々木安弘霊妙高清涼古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手佐々木家先祖代々諸将霊俗名里中明霊中道院月光義徳古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手里中家先祖代々諸将霊俗名須田古事霊義王院前身直道古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手須田家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中村ウィルバート秀夫霊春学秋雲古事霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手中村家先祖代々諸将霊俗名服部右霊方針人万法降臨大正月追善供養の真に愛を手服部家先祖代々諸将霊俗名有田松の霊帝称高順大正月追善供養の真に愛を手有田家先祖代々諸将霊俗名新谷杉江霊特筆小大正月追善供養の真に愛を手新谷家先祖代々諸将霊自身の富霊福寿明徳大正月追善供養の真に愛を手西家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中島伊太郎霊伊仙徳栄古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手中島家先祖代々諸将霊俗名中島長吉霊長安卓栄古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手中島家先祖代々諸将霊俗名助川真治霊前回神道古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手助川家先祖代々諸将霊俗名村上善吉上皇院特会全風古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手村上家先祖代々諸将霊俗名森下幸太郎霊法徳尊古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手森下家先祖代々諸将霊田畑俗名田畑小幹霊水運明寿大正月追善供養の真に愛を手田畑先祖代々諸将霊浜口俗名浜口春日霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手浜口家先祖代々諸将霊俗名竹内良三霊徳王院神王両仙前古事霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手竹内家先祖代々諸将霊俗名吉村近霊大法明道大正月追善供養の真に愛を手吉村家先祖代々諸将霊俗名柴田金太郎上寺霊法院大鉄全道古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手柴田家先祖代々諸将霊俗名上松正栄霊必須宗順大正月追善供養の真に愛を手上松家先祖代々諸将霊俗名大島千代栄霊特筆妙慶大正月追善供養の真に愛を手大島家先祖代々諸将霊俗名佐久間義之助霊正月関山吉祥古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手佐久間家先祖代々諸将霊俗名富中和義霊大遊院中山道公古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手富山家先祖代々諸将霊俗名湯口翔春法、昭栄、古事正月追善供養の真に愛を手湯口家先祖代々諸将霊俗名分け房へ上王、権領大正月追善供養の真に愛を手分け家先祖代々諸将霊俗名山下公霊正月追善供養の真に愛を手 山下家先祖代々諸将霊族名大和君英霊正月追善供養の神に愛用て大和家先祖代々諸将霊族名米本の万霊正月追善供養の神に愛用て米本家先祖代々諸将霊族名家門三重子霊正月追善供養の神に愛用て家門家先祖代々諸将霊おのおの2月正月供養精霊にこす。伏して願わくは、生じの流れに処して、理主一人総会に輝き、ネアンの騎士に越して、競輪に取り駅天におわらかに、あまねく世間を導いて、同じく角路に登らんことも、おじを三四四子孫さおこさおこじゃおみ。Please put your hands in Gasho. May this humble merit reciting the sutras, offering the incense, flowers, offering our thoughts, our presence, our time, our life, all be extended to our loved ones, families and friends, to our community, to our country, to all people in this world, and to all sentient beings. May we together with them attain the Buddhahood. Namukie Butsu. Namukie Ho. Namukie So. ありがとうございます。Thank you for joining us. Before we go into the Mamemaki, I wanted to mention that when I go deeper into the archive of this temple, always astounded how many people have been there before. And this was recorded in the written form, and I think many of have been lost, unfortunately, through the history. But if you remember the families from the time and before this temple started, this is a place we could remember. And this is also how we celebrate. Remembrance, celebration all come together in the Buddhist tradition. Before I share a bit of a talk, I want to invite Doshin-san, which I always don't give you a warning ahead of time, as she's leaving Japan. She's leaving for Japan tonight from LAX for 3 months to help this time group of Sangha in Japan for an entire 3 months period. So before she leaves this country, I want to invite her to share the message, if that's okay. You just share with you what they're going to do.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone online. I want to thank you, Sensei, and for going back into the archives and looking and calling to the founders of this temple, calling to the great ones who preceded us to establish and to grow this temple, to have a place for us to gather, to appreciate the teachings and the practices of the Buddha, to come together as a Sangha and to appreciate one another in a way that is perhaps more elevated, we would hope, more elevated, that we lighten our hearts and that we extend our hands to one another and appreciate our own nature with each other. So thank you so much for being here and allowing me to be part of this Sangha. Thank you.
That's good. Okay, that's great. Well, wish you all the best. Great, thank you very much, Toshin-san. It gave me some time to sit down and have a rest. Yes. So as I said, Toshin-san's leaving from LX tonight, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for supporting us. We have a couple of friends here. Thank you for joining us. Hi. Thank you. Yes. So this is actually the same talk I shared at Angel City Zen Center, but just a little bit of a twist. So this spring, I think I'll going to visit several different sanghas in different parts of this country or Canada as well to share a Dharma talk. And I've been thinking about what I could share. And for Zen traditions, cooking is a big part, although I am a terrible cook. A while back, I went to a Taiwanese temple, and one of our mutual friends, Michael Tran from University of the West, invited me over. And they were all vegetarian Taiwanese monks. And there was such a feast. And I enjoyed the meals to my heart contents. And I just casually asked, so who's cooking this meal? Are there the ladies over there? And I said, it's the abbot. So Abbott entirely cooked the entire cuisine by himself alone, which shocked me. This probably was the same kind of shock Dogen Zenji must have experienced. I mean, he was much younger. When he met the Tenzo, who was drying the shiitake mushroom, or came down to the port to pick up the shiitake mushroom, I guess, from Japan. So this kind of story of Tenzo astonishes us. So again, I had that big surprise, and I've been thinking about it for the last several months. So maybe Sozenji has an event once a month. Of course, we've been kind of partially closed, and still most people are on Zoom. So we're not quite here to enjoy the meal together or anything, but maybe it's a good tradition to cook something. I also noticed this time of the year, I translate many reports from what we call Kokusai Kyoshi, international teachers appointed by Sotoshu. And they send us all, there are 59 of them across this country, in North America. And they share a page-long, very well summarized reports of what they did. They do sesshin, they do retreat, they do zazen practice daily, they do chanting, they have a monthly service like we do. And some group have potluck party. And when I've been doing this for the last 7-8 years, I do notice a sudden trend. A community where they share a meal thrive. And that's a definite sign that I've been seeing through all these years of seeing these reports and activities. So again, that was another thing that inspired me. So I'm not a good cook, but I think it's good if we share the food as we hopefully open up again more and come back together. Briefly, in a Soto Zen tradition, I'll make it not too long, there are 6 different flavors that we need to keep the balance. And we often compare it to our life balance itself. And we call this rokumi. 6 flavors include nigami, bitterness, sanmi, sourness, amami, sweetness, then karami, spiciness, hot, right? Kammi, which means saltiness, So these are sort of 5 flavors, right? If you like ramen noodles, or if you like new stuff, I know Japanese people recently discovered another flavor. It's called umami. But in Zen tradition, instead of umami, we have this word called tammi, faint, simple, subtle flavor, which is the flavor with original ingredients. And I can't do that. But there are some good Tenzo cook who makes the most of the flavor of the carrots, makes the most of the shiitake mushroom. I think people do in French too, because there's a group of people who won't invite professional French chef, American chef to AH. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but they believe there's a lot of common understanding about flavors. With these flavors well balanced, just like our life, we can't just live a life with sweetness. We don't want to live a life with spiciness alone, although it's kind of nice to have it once in a while. We can't keep a life completely salty. When all these flavors are in nice balance, and that's where the 6 flavors have a function to serve a sangha. This allows the food, which we often compare to life, to produce 3 virtues: simple, subtle, and soft. Kyonan, pure and clean, jokets, aligned with Dharma, Nyohosa. Flavor, the 6th flavor of awami is always something that fascinated me. When I was a student in college, I always sat with a group of Jesuit priests, and for them, awami for them was a faint, subtle, voiceless voice that's beyond our recognition, our thoughts. And of course, that is Catholic tradition. In Zen tradition, this is a place where we don't color, we don't add our wishful thinking of colorfulness. We don't put ketchup on rice because we want to enjoy, which I always did when I was a kid, by the way. We want to enjoy the sweetness of the rice. So Zazen practice is a bit similar. We have the temptation to add, why don't I play the music? Why don't we have a nice, comfortable space? We need an aroma. It's fine. It entertains you. But you can't forget that there's a flavor of Zen. And that's also how we associate with people. When we hang out with people, or maybe ourselves too, we want to color ourselves. Maybe I can be more like a Michael Jackson. Yes. Maybe I can be more like this person or that person. Maybe this person should be that teacher. I don't accept this person because it doesn't agree with me, because my thought is this. When we try to appreciate life as we celebrate the spring, we, of course, want to have developed awareness, but we want a certain patience. Patience is not what I mean by saying like that's something we suppress our gut's feeling, honest feeling. It's like a patience of white plum waiting for the spring to come so it will blossom. It's like indigenous people hunting, waiting for hours and hours. They know what patience means. Or it's that kind of patience. You just wait and let that original flavor to come through the people, come through ourselves. So that's the kind of patience, which is a virtue in Buddhist practice. And when you can taste it, that's wonderful. Yet it's subtle. Along with all the bitterness, sweetness, sourness of life, saltiness of life, when we're all combined, it creates a nice meal, which we consider as a beautiful life. You can't just cherry pick one of those or add the flavors we want. So anyway, that's the little bit of a insight the teaching of cooking gives us. Soft, simple, subtle flavor, the original flavor of all things. This flavor gives life to other flavors. In Japanese, we say hikitateru aji. So please become hikitateru aji in the society, a flavor that gives life to other flavors. Well, I'd like to conclude the service today. And now let's go on to the Mamemaki. Since we only have a few of us in the hall, and most of you are in the Zoom, and we need somebody who can pick up the beans. How shall we do it? I'm gonna stop or maybe I'll just keep recording. I can cut the last part when I put it on the website. So please feel free to unmute yourself. Oh, but before, let us conclude. Please put your hands in gassho. Namu kie butsu. Namu kie ho. Namu kie so. はい、ありがとうございました。Okay. Well, so we have some beans which we purified, and for those of you who on Zoom, if you can stay with us, please stay with us, and please feel free to unmute yourself. Let's stop recording.